is Leon in the Spitting Image, chapter 21, entitled 2520. Leon, Lily Matisse, and PW ran halfway across the playground before they realized their plans had hit yet another snag. The teacher's bench was empty. They scanned the schoolyard, basketball court, 4 square boxes, wall ball, jungle gym. "There!" cried Lily Matisse. "Over by the jump ropers." And they dashed toward their target and stopped just out of range. Miss Hagmaier was standing before a circle of girls, 2 of whom were linked by a pair of motionless jump ropes that reminded Leon of a suspension bridge. "Repeat it," Miss Hagmaier barked at Antoinette Breed. "Do you hear me, Miss Goody Two-Shoes? Repeat that vile song." Leon and his friends traded looks. When was the last time Antoinette had gotten in trouble? "I'm really sorry, Miss Hagmaier," she whimpered. Miss Hagmaier kicked a jump rope with her boot. "Did I ask for apologies, Miss Breed?" "No, but," Miss Hagmaier cut her off. "No ifs, ands, or buts. You have a decision to make. Either you recite those horrid lyrics, or you join Mr. Lumpkin in Principal Birdwhistle's office." Faced with that choice, Antoinette began to sing. And as she did, the 2 enders started twirling their ropes to mark the musical beats. "Miss Susie had a steamboat. The steam—" "Stop!" The ropes and the singing halted. "That was not the version I heard," Miss Hagmaier said angrily, tapping her ear. Antoinette started over, and she sang the song. With each new line, Antoinette had a harder and harder time holding back the tears. Miss Hagmaier didn't seem to care. "Keep going," she commanded. "I distinctly recall 2 more stanzas." "Do something," Lily Matisse whispered. "Yeah, start the retest pronto," said PW. "I can't," Leon told them. "Not here. We'll get caught." PW glanced around the playground. He pointed. "There, by the wall ball." They rushed over and positioned themselves along the concrete wall, out of view. Leon placed himself between his friends and watched Miss Hagmaier watching Antoinette choke her way through the song. "Coast's clear," Lily Matisse confirmed. Leon unpouched his resaturated masterpiece. "Prepare for retest," PW said. Leon began bending the arms and legs of the doll. "The spit's working," exclaimed PW. "The hag's responding," Lily Matisse whispered excitedly. Leon didn't need their status reports. He could feel the heat emanating from deep inside the masterpiece, and although he couldn't see the doll's face, it was, after all, aimed away from his, he was sure its eyes were now sparkling. "What are you going to do?" Lily Matisse asked. "Watch," said Leon. He guided Miss Hagmaier toward the spinning ropes. The teacher's trance-like approach so startled Antoinette that she stopped singing. Leon began bending and unbending Miss Hagmaier's legs to the rhythm of the spinning ropes. Do you want a jump rope, Miss Hagmaier?" Antoinette stammered. Leon gave the doll's head a couple of swift nods. "Are you sure you can handle this?" Lily Matisse asked him. Leon nodded his own head, all the while monitoring the action taking place some 20 feet away. "Just remember to keep the hag in the center of the ropes," Lily Matisse advised. "That's where the loop is the biggest." "Thanks," said Leon. He fiddled with the doll until Miss Hagmaier's shoulder lined up with the shoulder of the nearest ender. It took especially fine motor skills to synchronize the movements of the doll with the motion of the ropes, which were spinning in opposite directions, like egg beaters. "Her cape," Lily Matisse warned urgently. "It'll get caught." And Leon deftly wedged the doll's miniature cape between its fingers so that Miss Hagmaier would do the same. "Nice move," said PW. Leon had no time for compliments. "Lily Matisse, tell me when I can send her in." "Are you sure about this?" she asked again. Once more, Leon nodded. Lily Matisse stared fiercely at the spinning ropes. "Get ready. 3, 2..." 1, now. Her timing was perfect. She helped Leon inject Miss Hagmaier into the vortex without a snag. Incredible, said PW. She's doing it. You mean we're doing it, Lily Matisse said proudly. News traveled quickly. Students rushed from all over the playground to see Miss Hagmaier's command performance. Way to go, Miss Hagmaier, yelled Thomas Warchowski. Can you show us some tricks? Leon tried to get Miss Hagmaier to say no, but given all the motions he had to sustain, the pumping, the swaying, the clamping, the flexing, he couldn't spare the fingers needed to make the doll shake its head. Can you do mumbles, Miss Hagmaier? Antoinette asked tentatively. The crowd started to chant. Mumbles, mumbles, mumbles. What are mumbles? Leon asked Lily Matisse. That's when you put both feet together and do super small hops. She demonstrated the move. Leon decided to give it a shot. He brought the doll's legs together and bent them up and down as the ropes thwapped against the ground. That's it, said Lily Matisse. Sweet, said PW. She looks like a tap-dancing bat. What about doing some kick-bys? Antoinette said more daringly. Leon again turned to Lily Matisse. Kick-bys? Don't sweat it, said Lily Matisse, gaining confidence. You can handle them. All you have to do is kick 1 foot out and 1 foot in, 1 foot out and 1 foot in. Like this, said Leon as he worked the doll. That's pretty good, said Lily Matisse. Just try and keep her legs down. Leon made some adjustments. Perfect, said Lily Matisse. But no sooner had Leon mastered kick-bys than someone shouted out a new challenge. Peppers! Peppers? Leon gasped. Peppers are about speed, Lily Matisse explained. Keep your eye on the enders. And as predicted, the two girls holding the ropes started to pick up the pace. Bring it on, Leon said gleefully as he moved the doll faster and faster. Soon he was shaking his masterpiece like it was a can of spray paint. And as a result, Miss Hagmaier bounced her feet on and off the asphalt with the speed of a sewing machine needle. What's a sizzler? Said Sizzlers! Someone cried. What's a sizzler? Said Leon, his worry returning. Beats me, Leon told him. Leon was trying to figure out how to respond when Miss Hagmaier began crossing and uncrossing her legs. I'm not doing that, he sputtered. What do you mean? Asked Lily Matisse. The hag, she's making those moves by herself. Leon held the doll stock still to prove his point. See? Freaky, cried PW. The hag's flying solo. Leon now felt as baffled as the rest of the crowd. Can the hag actually be doing sizzlers on her own? He wondered. Did I shake loose some ancient double Dutch skills? Leon sensed something different about his teacher, but what? He looked at Miss Hagmaier closely. Was it her ears? Nope, it wasn't her ears. This Leon easily confirmed, since all her antic jumping exposed them on each descent. Was it her mouth? No, it wasn't her mouth either. It remained as pinched as it had been the very first day of school. What about her pantyhose? Her boots, her dress, her cape? No, and no. How about the eyes in her cape? Again, no. What about her own eyes? Yes, normally so dull, Miss Hagmaier's eyes now appeared to be sparkling. Show us some pop-ups, Antoinette shouted. Her request broke the spell. The inexplicable performance ended as abruptly as it had begun. PW sounded the alarm when a jump rope grazed Miss Hagmaier's wig. She's losing control. I'm on it, said Leon. He quickly trained his masterpiece toward the tottering teacher and smoothed out the faltering footwork. That was weird, said PW. Nice save, said Lily Matisse. Leon shrugged off the compliment. Tell me what pop-ups are, he said with renewed determination. Basically, you've got to make the hag go as high as possible, Lily Matisse explained. Without missing a beat, Leon sprang Miss Hagmaier 3 feet off the ground. You call that a pop-up, PW said. Come on, let's see the hag catch some serious air. Leon took the bait. He intensified his doll-enhanced, gravity-defying exertions until it looked as if someone had slipped an invisible trampoline under Miss Hagmeyer's feet. A new chant started up from the sidelines. Higher, higher, higher.
Higher, higher, higher.
Leon eventually brought Miss Hagmeyer nearly face to face with Henry Lumpkin and Principal Birdwhistle, both of whom were gawking out the second floor window of the birdcage. Leon, said Lily Matisse nervously, you'd better bring her down. I think Birdwhistle and Lumpkin can spot us from up there. In a sec, said Leon. I want to try one last thing. Lily Matisse persisted. I'm telling you, Leon, we'll get caught. No way, said PW. They're totally fixated on the hag. What's the move, Leon? Remember the first time I showed you what the doll could do on the Jungle Gym? You guys wanted me to have the hag finish up with a special twist. A full twisting double layout dismount, said Lily Matisse. You're not going to try that, are you? No, Leon smiled. That's too simple. To appreciate fully what Leon did next, it might be helpful to know something about freestyle double Dutch jump roping. As tricks go, a simple, complete gyration, commonly known as a 360, is considered a beginner's move. A double twist, a 720, is obviously somewhat harder. But it's only when a jump roper can master a treble twist, a 1080, that the professionals start to watch. A quadruple twist will generate endorsement offers from sneaker manufacturers and soft drink companies. Simply calculating its numerical name, 1440, is impressive. And this brings us inevitably to the holy grail of double Dutch moves, the quintuple. If you can perform a quintuple twist, then chances are your name is Hideyuki Tateda, since Hideyuki Tateda is the only person that the Guinness Book of World Records has ever recorded completing a 5-twist turn. It's too bad Leon didn't think to call the Guinness folks. If he had, a judge could have been on hand to document what happened next. Watching the motion of the ropes with laser-like concentration, Leon pressed the masterpiece gently between his palms. At just the right moment, he snapped one hand forward and the other hand back and spun the doll like an old-fashioned top. Once, twice, and by the time Leon caught the masterpiece, Miss Hagmeyer didn't just break Hideyuki Tateda's record. She obliterated it, executing 7 full airborne revolutions. An unprecedented move called, mathematicians will confirm, a 25-20.